I want to introduce you to a book, A Struggle to Peace. This is the most unusual and book I've ever read. I promised two young people that I would read their theses, and when I began to read it, I thought I was sentimental. It was touching my heart. It was something that it seemed like God was witnessing to my heart. So I thought, well, I must be sentimental. So I put it down. I picked it up a few days later and said, no, it is the ability of the young lady that wrote this book, her testimony of her struggle to find peace. I printed 3,000 copies of the book just to test market, and then we printed 125,000. That's a whole semi-truckload, and took to Salt Lake City because this is a story about a young woman who was a devout Mormon, and she wanted to earn a place and be married in the temple and earn a place where she could be a queen over her kingdom in a future world. And it tells about how she was so zealous and was baptized over 200 times by proxy for the dead before she got out of high school, and how that her father came in with a girl 13 years old she thought was a babysitter, but he informed the family that it was his second wife, and he and his first wife, this young lady's mother, argued all night. And the next day he got in his truck and left with his second wife and abandoned the family. This young lady's mother became a vegetable. She could not sue for divorce because according to their faith, the husband has the right to call the wife from the grave at the resurrection. And so she could not divorce him because she was fearful that he'd leave her there in the grave forever. It's just unreal, the story about two brothers that were the gods wanted to develop the human race. They said that we all existed in another world as spirit children, and they wanted to have a plan to develop the spirit children. And so they asked two brothers, and the brothers were Jesus and Lucifer. They teach that Jesus and Lucifer are brothers. They both presented the plan. The gods liked Jesus' plan first, and therefore they implemented his plan. Well, Lucifer got mad and led 1/3 of the spirit children off, and there was a civil war in heaven. And those in the right side for Jesus and the gods, if they fought valiantly, they became heroes in this war. Then they were rewarded by being sent to the earth to be born into a white Mormon family. Those that fought pretty well would be given a white skin, and those that fought poorly were sent into the world with a black skin or dark skin. And these facts are all what the Mormons teach, and we have now over 2 million of these books in circulation. We've had hundreds of people read it and get saved. It is one of the most fascinating books you've ever read. It does three things. One, it converts people to true faith and to be born again. Secondly, it equips people to be able to talk to their friends who are Mormons. Number three, it vaccinates or inoculates anyone that reads this book from ever going into the Mormon church, into error. This book is $5.95. Lord bless you, and I know if you get this book, you'll be just fascinated and you'll use it the rest of your life.